Okay, I really like this one. I'm not goal-oriented so much as I'm constantly aware of what I'm passionate about, and I'm constantly updating the list by Greta Gerwig. I got Puzzle Fox back out in the garage. It's been a long time since I've worked on the Mustang. Been trying to dink around with that Norton a little bit, but I'm finally getting back out working on the Mustang again. I was out here a couple nights ago working on this. So I was test fitting the roll cage, and now took one of these plates, and it was a flat piece before, and just had fun with a little sledgehammer. So I got that fitting pretty good right now. Probably as good as I'm gonna get it with how thick a steel it is. It's kind of teetering there, but I think what I'll do is maybe get it tacked down a little and then maybe push this floor up to kind of meet it or something, or vice versa, whatever. But I think I have that fitting as good as I'm gonna get it. So there's minimal gaps to fill. Actually, there it fits really good. It's not even teetering. I guess that's where it's gonna go. Right there like that. So now I'm gonna start working on the other side. But that side looks really tricky. A lot more contours to the floor pan. So as you can see here, it dips down. It dips down right here. So I got some of the seam sealer kind of worked off with a wire brush on a drill. So I'll see what I can do to try to get that to meet up with the floor. Maybe I'll just have to have it contour and not really pop down right here to meet that. But I'll figure something out here and show you what I got. Just give a little update before I call it quits for the night here. The wife wanted me to come in. It's the Friday before the 4th of July, and we were just gonna do some hanging out and relaxing a little bit this weekend. But I thought I'd come out and give a little update on the plates here. It looks like crap from all the hammer marks, but Bernie approves, so I'm good. But anyway, I got the plate kind of bent up there. You can kind of see it there with the seat belt kind of in the way. But I basically pounded this portion down, bent this back a little bit here and bent it a little here, and then just opened up the vice jaws a little with a body hammer and just kind of pounded so that there's less of a gap to fill in here. So I could actually, maybe I'll come out and pound on a little more tomorrow, but I don't know how carried away I should really get with that. I could probably fill that in a little bit with some welds there. There's still a good sized gap there, but at least it's kind of fitting there. I might do a little more pounding on here tomorrow and try to get things in there a little nicer than what they are, but it's coming together. Just thought I'd get out here and show you what I've gotten done here. So what I did was I got these plates pretty well shaped to the floor, and I sprayed on some weld through primer on the bottom side of it. And then I just took a wire wheel. Hopefully I didn't ruin my wiring right here. Looks like it's intact at least yet. But I just marked off and ground through some paint here with the wire wheel. Just kind of work through it so that I can get the edges of the plate. And then I did drill some spots for some plug welds in these plates. So I figured I'll weld around the perimeter as much as I can. It might be kind of tough here, I'm thinking, with how close it is to the edge of the floor pan here. but I'll try to get something slopped in there. It's probably gonna look like crap, but I'm gonna see what I can do. Barney's wore out. It's got to be about close to 90 degrees here today, but at least it's not super humid. And did the same thing on this side with this plate. And I got him sitting kind of nice here in one spot on the floor, so it's not really teetering or anything. Looks like there is a little bit of a gap here with some stuff, but considering how thick a steel that was and my rough metal shaping skills, I feel like I did pretty decent. So seems like it'd be minimal stuff to weld in, and we'll see how it goes. But that's the next step, is getting these welded in, see how far I get. I do have some plans later this afternoon with some friends, so see how far I get, and then I'll get back on here and show you. All right, taking advantage of a cool day here. It's in the 70s today instead of in the 90s. So I thought I'd get back out in the garage and work on this some more. So as you can see, I got these plates all welded in, and you can kind of see there was, I think I showed this before, there was a gap between the floor and some of this. I probably should have just pounded the floor up, but oh well. It's in there now. I just filled in as much as I could with welding bead here. This side actually looks a little better than the other side, but I have this main hoop plate welded in now that I beat into submission to get it to fit in there halfway decent. Just show you the other side here. Looks pretty good too, in my opinion anyway. Some goobered up welds here, but nothing too major. So next is I'm going to put the seat back in and get the main hoop in and see how I can get that fitting. Hopefully I can get some clearance between the seat belts here and the headliner. One thing I did notice, especially on the passenger side, when I was doing some welding here, there must be some seam sealer up underneath. And you can kind of see how crusty it made it here too. I did get some weld kind of melted through, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. I think it's pretty decent. Should be pretty solid. But on the other side there was some seam sealer that when I was welding close to the corner here, it really started smoking from underneath and just had smoke billowing out from underneath. So it made me a little bit nervous, but I think it was just some seam sealer that was getting hot underneath and kind of smoldering and burning, maybe just a little bit, but there was no flames at least. I did notice, especially on the other side when you're welded next to the rocker panel here, there must be some seam sealer back behind here too or something, and it would smoke a little bit. But I think I got it pretty decent. I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out so far. And like I said, next is test fitting a cage in here, the main hoop. Back in the garage again. It's been probably a couple weeks. I just got back from Motor City Fox Fest this last weekend, so that was really cool, meeting some people like Gary from Castle, Chris from Infamous Project. I met Jordan from the Notorious Autosports, met Sean from Funky 5.0. Who else did I meet? And I met the Coop Frostbite guy. He is a really nice guy, fun guy. Had a lot of fun. Didn't let the rain spoil my attitude about the show. So now back on the Puzzle Fox here, and motivated to make some progress. So I came out here tonight, pulled the seat belt pivots down out of there, and I think we're just going full-blown harness. Forget the OE seat belts, so we're gonna pull those out and try to fill up all the gaps for where the OE seat belts go. So again, this is a 91, so it has the rear shoulder harness. So all those OE seat belts are coming out. It's got the rear, getting a rear seat delete. I want to build my own thing, hide the battery in the back here somewhere. Got the roll cage kind of trimmed up so it's fitting pretty nice against the plates on the floor. I'd work on getting the fitment here nice between the the crossbar and the back of the seat I marked off with tape, kind of where I figure I'll put my seat about as far back, and I can sit in the seat, push my leg all the way forward on the clutch pedal and get that pushed up against the firewall and still have my leg kind of straight, and still have kind of a 90-degree bend at my ankle. So, and then I figure I'll probably set the seat a little further ahead. I'm gonna not have sliders on these seats. I think I'm just gonna hard mount these seats to the floor with some brackets, probably some Team Z brackets. But I think I have my fitment about where I want it to be. So got the seat belts out of there. It's looking pretty good to me. The roll bar does kind of lean back. I don't know if that's good or bad or whatever, but I am going to have the X-brace tubes run into the back and then some low mounted tubes up next to the seat up to the floor pan up here. So that's kind of the update where I'm at right now, and gonna keep plugging away on this guy.